The 2022 NFL draft class is considered deep. There are a lot of potential players and early round prospects with big, strong frames who could become reliable blockers at the NFL level. From playing junior basketball and rugby to making it to the bright lights of American football, here's all you need to know about Faalele's journey to the upcoming draft. First up, Daniel Faalele, an NFL draft prospect like no other. Still not convinced? According to ProFootballFocus, they've never seen anyone like Daniel Faalele before. The 22-year-old is following in the footsteps of fellow Australian Jordan Mailata, who also traveled to America on an unknown journey, learning the NFL's rules on the fly. Faalele is the largest offensive tackle in the 2022 NFL draft and had the opportunity to showcase his size and length at the NFL Combine, though he didn't participate. The Minnesota prospect is a raw, inexperienced player, but his potential has managed to get him a second or third round pick in the upcoming draft, and the 22-year-old has forged his own path to the NFL. So who is he? Faalele was born in Melbourne, Australia, and raised there. He grew up playing basketball and rugby before being discovered by University of Hawaii coaches. Faalele, 16 at the time, was recruited to play at IMG Academy, a prep school in Florida with one of the best college football programs in the country. According to the Canberra Times, Faalele was 1.8 meters tall and weighed 100 kilograms by the age of 12. While this has obvious advantages on the field, it can also attract unwanted attention. According to the Times, Faalele retired from rugby union because he disliked injuring opposing players when he tackled them. He was also removed from the field during one game because the opposing parents thought he was too old. How big is Daniel Faalele? Faalele was measured at the 2022 NFL Combine and came in at 6'8", 384 pounds, which was roughly the same as his 6'8", 387-pound weigh-in when he was officially measured at the Senior Bowl. At the NFL Combine, Faalele said that he played at around 380 pounds and weighed 426 pounds when he first reported to Minnesota. Provided that he doesn't lose weight before being drafted, Faalele will be the NFL's heaviest active player upon entry into the league. Trent Brown, the Patriots' offensive tackle, currently holds that distinction at 380 pounds. Faalele could also crack the solid list of top 5 heaviest players in NFL history if he maintains that 384-pound frame. He would weigh less than Bryant McKinnie, who he outweighed at the Senior Bowl, and only the 3 NFL players that had an official playing weight above 400 pounds during their careers. Newton and McKinnie both had strong careers and won Super Bowls. Gibson was a journeyman, and meanwhile Brown never played a regular season snap after signing with the Rams as an undrafted free agent in 2013. Next, how was he scouted? Faalele didn't appear in a single game during his first season at IMG Academy. He had to first learn the rules of football, a sport he had never played before. So if Faalele spent his adolescence playing basketball and rugby union, how did he come to be discovered? It all started at Conquest Fitness in southeast Melbourne, where Faalele was introduced to American football by the gym's director, David Twinavai. He told Fox Sports in 2016 that he knew they had the potential to play American football as soon as he started teaching them a few things. After hearing about Faalele, University of Hawaii offensive line coach Chris Naioli invited him to the University of Michigan satellite camp in Melbourne. He was at IMG Academy in Florida within 2 months, which has been described as America's premier prep football program. How did the people at IMG react? Faalele weighed 394 pounds and stood 6'9" in size 18 shoes when he first arrived at the academy. According to ESPN, scholarship offers had come in from Arkansas, Fresno State, Hawaii, LSU, Miami, Michigan, and Oregon State, and Faalele had yet to play a high school football game. IMG strength coach David Ballou told ESPN that Faalele was just a freak of nature, and IMG head football coach Kevin Wright said that Shaquille O'Neal was the only human he'd ever met in person who was that size. Fellow IMG Academy teammate Curtis Dunlap said Faalele was built like a brick wall, but what made him such an exciting prospect was not just his size, but how he moved and took advantage of it. Ballou added that as thick as he is and as big as he is, you wouldn't expect him to move like he does, but he's a powerful dude, even though he's had limited strength before coming here. Dunlap referred to Faalele as an untapped gem. Now on to Faalele's journey to learning a sport he had no idea about. Mailata compared it to being blindfolded, chasing his NFL dream in a sport that may as well have been a foreign language. For someone like Faalele, it was a similar experience. He had never watched a game of football before he arrived at IMG and didn't even know what a yard or first down was. IMG offensive line coach Derek Elder told ESPN that it was like taking a newborn out of the womb. Faalele turned to the video game Madden to learn the rules. The 22-year-old told ESPN in 2018 that that he said he didn't even know what a first down was, nor did he have any idea about the positions or what roles they played, but just being around football helped him understand it more. Faalele, on the other hand, was a quick learner who made an immediate impact on the field, helping the IMG Academy team to an undefeated season in 2017. He went on to play college football at Minnesota, where he appeared in 34 games and made 31 starts, all at right tackle. The Australian is best known for scoring a touchdown in his final college game against West Virginia in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Of course, seeing a big man score lit up the American sports social media scene. And now for the combine results. Faalele did not participate in the majority of athletic testing drills at the combine, but he did put up 24 reps on the bench press. Speaking of benching, Faalele once went to rack the bar only to go over the top of the bench because his arms are so long, to which the Vikings strength coach said that he had never seen anything like it before. Speaking at the combine, Faalele told reporters he wanted people to know how athletic and how powerful he was for his size. Faalele later revealed in March that he has dropped more than 40 pounds since first arriving at Minnesota in 2018, when he weighed in at 426 pounds. Finally, what to expect from the drafts. Faalele, who's ranked 49th overall on a number of major draft boards, has been widely predicted by draft experts to be selected in the second or third round. Given his lack of playing experience, he could still fall to the third round, but it'd still be an incredible achievement for the Australian. A player like Mailata was drafted in the 7th round by the Philadelphia Eagles. There's still hope for Faalele. Even so, and despite his relative inexperience, there are plenty of reasons to be excited by Faalele's raw potential. According to The Athletic's Dane Brugler, Faalele is unique due to his massive size, brute strength, and balanced movements, as well as the fact that he only has 3 seasons of football experience, which shows on tape. For a player of his imposing size and strength, the 22-year-old has balanced footwork and movements, and if his technique and awareness continue to improve, he'll start for a long time in the NFL. Meanwhile, NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah wrote that Faalele has surprisingly quick feet and athleticism. Next, in other news, could the Ravens add a cornerback instead of wide receiver? The Ravens can adjust their offense to compensate for their lack of star power at wide receiver. They can run the ball more effectively. They have the ability to use their tight ends. In 2019, Baltimore had the highest scoring offense in the league despite not having a wide receiver reach 600 yards. If Baltimore suffers another major injury at cornerback with 2 starters already returning from season-ending injuries, there won't be much that can be done to compensate for their loss. Cornerbacks must provide extensive one-on-one coverage. As we saw last season, being shorthanded exposes you. Why has Ali Marpet walked away from the NFL at 28? Back in February, a key member of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense shocked the NFL by announcing his retirement after a long career. Unlike Brady, Marpet chose to end his NFL career just as it was taking off. He was done at the age of 28, a year after winning a Super Bowl ring and fresh off his first Pro Bowl. He's now eager to address issues that matter to him. Marpet became an advocate for mental health awareness during his final years with the Bucs. The former footballer credits his interest in the subject to growing up in a safe environment and being able to communicate in a vulnerable and accessible manner. But he also sees societal progress and how mental health is viewed. Marpet plans to pursue a master's degree in mental health counseling or marriage and family therapy. In the meantime, he'll also gain hands-on experience by volunteering at Metropolitan Ministries, a nonprofit in Tampa that serves the homeless population. Under the supervision of the counseling center, he works with teenagers and elementary school children. That's a wrap for this video. See you in the next one.